What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the podcast? Oh, see, it's hard because the way he does it, it flows really good.
You got so excited. Just do the Philip DeFranco. Sup, you beautiful bastards.
Oh, that's dumb.
Okay.
Anyway, this is the Gadget Spot. Trying to get a new intro going, and I was going to try to copy a different one each week. Obviously, this one doesn't work.
Just try some out and
and then maybe make a different one that has pieces of all of them. I don't know. We'll see.
like a ransom note.
Sounds difficult.
What if we start off with like an alliteration? Like, what's up, my arsenine arsenic
That's even worse than Tony's.
Wow.
Associates.
Associates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boogie's is like, what's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet.
You did it.
See, his rolls, like...
Yeah.
Once you turned off your brain
Yeah,
and went back to muscle memory for how many of those podcasts you've listened to.
For how many of his episodes of
you've
YouTube?
listened- yeah.
Oh, man, I've watched a lot. I like Boogie.
Where's my Mountain Dew?
All right. Oh, such a good song. All right. Let's get... we are the Gadget Spot. Coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. That was a little bit better.
Did you turn off the podcast and turn it back on and then...
No, I didn't. We're still
we're going straight?
Yeah.
It's going right in.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Well, first off, the Gadget Spot, where we talk about gadgets, video games, and technology. And this episode is probably going to be more game heavy than most of them we do. Cause
Yeah, right.
There's been a lot of game news in the last couple of weeks, so I'm excited for what's coming out. Let's go ahead and introduce our panel. Owen.
Hey, everybody. My name's Owen. You can catch me on Twitter or nowhere else, really. I lurk on Reddit.
That's all the places.
Follow me on Twitter at TechNoan.
You've been playing some games?
I have been playing a lot of Smash Brothers.
Nice.
Even when my kids aren't around.
That's been you playing Super Smash Brothers?
Mhm.
You need to train so you can
You're
make sure
friends
you
with
beat them.
Yeah, I see him log on, but I don't say
It's
anything
really,
to him
really
because I
late
think it's your
at night.
son.
No, it's really late at night. If it's after 10 o'clock, it's me. That's when my
That's
playtime
really late at night for you, is after 10?
after 10 o'clock is really late at night.
I feel you.
So, but the problem is if after 10 is really late for me, when I stay up till 1:30 or 2, that's insanely stupid of me because my son will be up in 1 hour. That's a known integer.
So I thought back in the crypto days, you would stay up to like 3 or 4 every night.
Well, that was when he was tinkering.
Yeah, I had something to keep
He doesn't have to tinker anymore.
And also my kid for some reason was sleeping through the night back then. Also, my baby wasn't born yet.
You had one less kid.
Yeah.
How many kids are you up to now?
4 kids
6?
now.
Wow.
Oh, is it only 4?
4 children.
I had
average of
5. You have 4?
4 children.
He looks like he has more kids,
I
right?
know, it's bad. It's bad. Crypto was my child, and
Dad bod.
I sent Crypto to the orphanage.
I
Cool.
don't blame you.
So you've been playing Smash. Good choice.
Playing some
Good
Smash.
stuff.
Going through the Spirit World,
Yeah.
Spirit Board.
The Spirit Adventure.
Yeah, there it
I
is.
think is what it's called. All right, Jarron.
Hey, this is Jarron. I am Jarron. You can find me at Jarron on Twitter. And I have been playing some good games. God of War. I defeated
So good.
all the Valkyries.
Hey, on easy. Good
They're
job.
Hey, no, not all of them on easy.
Oh, 1 or 2 on medium.
So yeah,
Do you normally play all your video games on easy?
no, you ruined it. I was going to tell everyone the secret to defeating the Valkyries.
Is to lower
And
the
it's
difficulty.
To go into the options, press the triangle button, go to settings, change it to give me a story.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yet the Valkyries are still hard as crap because that game is everything else in that game is just pretty easy.
they
but
would-
the Valkyries is just like whole other.
They would have
level.
been easier for you if you'd have lit all the braziers first.
Yeah, apparently
so that
when you hit the razors, you get this rune thingy that makes it so you take decreased damage from Valkyries.
Yeah, you got that after you beat them.
Yeah, and then my stupid son in the game, not my real son.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go, Owen. Anyway, he's like, could have used that earlier.
Shut up, boy.
Yeah.
Boy. Quiet, boy.
And another game I tried this week, I got the Humble Sonic bundle, and I so regret that. I got the top tier so I could play Sonic Forces because it's the Sonic game that came out like 2 years ago. It's not the good 2D Sonic Mania.
Yeah, that game's supposed to be way good.
It is. The bundle did come with that, but I already have it on Switch, so whatever. But it's the Sonic Forces. It's the 3D one that came out in like 2017. That game is a joke.
Terrible, huh?
It's a turd. So bad on so many levels. So, okay, for one, any actions you take on the controller don't seem to have any effect on what's actually happening in the game.
What?
It's like the easiest QuickTime event ever.
Oh.
It seriously feels like that. It's bad. The story, they take themselves way too seriously, and they're all talking animals, right? And Knuckles comes in, and Knuckles, he's kind of a cute-looking echidna thingy,
Yeah.
and he comes in with this deep voice, "Hey, Sonic." I just started laughing. When you complete a level, it has like the status screen, and even though my resolution is set at 4K, it has like the character that you're playing with kind of doing his dance thingy at the end of the level. And the character looks like it's rendered in 340p.
Oof.
So many jaggies, even though the actual game doesn't look half bad. Who knows why they made that decision? Another thing, the music, it's like K-pop, and not the good kind that you actually kind of want to listen to.
Bad K-pop.
Somebody's actually singing during the level in every level. It's the worst game I've played in a long, long time.
There were some dark days for Sonic in the past 10 years or so.
They're still happening.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
All right, I'm going to cut the live stream. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Wait,
My
wave
live
wave
stream.
hi to Eric Bingham real quick.
Hi, Eric Bingham.
No, he asked James specifically to wave hi.
Oh, he didn't want me?
No, not you
That's
at all.
sad.
Eric, when are we going to go to lunch together, buddy?
All right.
So anyway, the best Sonic game besides Sonic Mania that's come out in the last decade is Super Smash Brothers.
it's because Sonic is a playable character on Super Smash
Indeed.
Brothers. Oh, okay.
Indeed. And I tried out the Anthem demo, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. James.
Hey! I'm coming
James,
back!
where are you?
I'm
Oh, man.
coming. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, guys? You can catch me on Twitter at JDD Jensen. JDD is for ADD. If you want to catch me on Gadget Spots, Switch, playing Super Smash, and not play with me,
That's what
my
I usually-
friend code is on our Facebook page.
That's what I usually do.
If you want to find a different way to connect with all of us, you can find our website, gadgetspot.net, on the internet. I hear it's a fad.
Yeah.
The internet's going away.
It's going away.
It's not real.
In this episode, I'm going to be talking about indoor home camera comparison.
Ooh.
Because I've tried out the Arlo, the Nest, the now Owlet.
Wise? Did you do the Wise?
What was that?
The Wise camera.
The super
Oh,
cheap
yeah.
one.
Is that what I call it? Like, I guess it is Wise, huh? W-Y-Z-E.
Picture
Was-
books. I'm telling you. He likes to read picture books.
I look at words as if they're symbols.
They are. They symbols
Good
that
job.
mean things.
Well, I guess we're talking about the same thing. Let's see. I've just been playing a lot of Super Smash Brothers. I'm up to, what did I say, like 900 and something spirits.
Wow.
For whatever reason, I've fallen into that. I think that it's because of my daughter. Because before,
Okay.
I would do something until I don't want to do it anymore. It's like eating until you can't eat anymore, right?
yeah, then you go to the bathroom and
And then you can eat more.
yeah.
Yeah, but while going to the bathroom, I'd find something else to do, right? That would pique my interest, and I'd get into it for another 3 weeks. But having a kid forces you to stop doing what you want to do, and I mean that in like the nicest way. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it makes you stop playing video games because you got to go take care of them. And I've never had a responsibility like
so
this.
you need to hop in and hop out, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You can't just.
The Switch is so great with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's way good
Yeah.
for that.
The Switch will be my last system for a while, which is kind of disappointing because my other story has a lot to do with the Xbox coming to Switch. And we'll
Yep.
talk about that later.
Let me get into that.
It's not nearly as exciting as it sounds.
But you want to know what's more exciting than it sounds is our host. His name is Tony.
Yeah.
More exciting than it sounds?
Yeah.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, you're pretty
Yeah.
exciting when I describe you.
Yeah. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony, or every week on The Geek Show, or every other week here on The Gadget Spot. Thanks. So gaming wise, I'll get into this a little bit later. I have a full review of Resident Evil 2 remake.
Ooh, that's from
played
the
it.
ground up
Yep,
remake.
I played it all the way through in the last week and a half.
Did you play the original Resident Evil 2?
I did. Yep.
So you actually okay?
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Okay. A lot of the reviews that I've been hearing is just of the they haven't played the old ones.
It's gonna be good.
gonna be good.
I'll tell you all about it. Let's see. I also started Shadow of the Tomb Raider last night. Played that for a couple hours on PC. That is just a phenomenally gorgeous game.
Yeah, it is.
It is like, you know how in most games where there's a lot of vegetation and they put it there because you
Sure,
can't
vegetation.
you can't go through that area. It's like the wall is invisible basically, and there's a whole bunch of dense bushes and everything. Well, in Tomb Raider, it looks like that, but you can go through it. Like,
That's cool.
It looks like you're not supposed to go there, but you can get through that area.
Speaking about that, the artificial boundaries in video games kind of drive me nuts. So like Kratos, he's this all-powerful god, right? And he can't freaking climb a 6-foot wall
Right.
to get into this little area that I want to get to that otherwise you
Yeah.
have to find this weird...
See, you say that now, but think about like back in the days of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the boundaries that they would put around Hyrule. Hyrule Field?
I
Is that what
think
it's
so,
called?
yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like forest, but it almost looks like cardboard.
Yeah, it's a cardboard cutout
You just get
background.
used to it.
But yeah, that's always kind of bugged me, especially when you're playing as these super powerful
Yeah.
characters, or characters that just can't jump at all.
Yeah, but you're also think
Which-
about like Dishonored. I'm gonna kill all these people to prove that I didn't kill that guy.
Yeah, but in that game, you can get over any obstacle.
Huh.
Touche, Tony.
So let's see. There's that. Playing a little bit of Smash. Always playing some Destiny 2. And then I picked up the other day. I started up again on Red Dead Redemption 2. That game's slow. It's hard for me to get into, but I'm starting to see the appeal of it. So I'll try and dedicate a little more time to that as we go.
Hey, you should pimp our Discord because you're talking about you're wrapping up the video games.
Yeah. So check us out on Discord. If you need a link to that, just go to our website, gadgetspot.net.
Hey, did you redo the invite code for that?
Uh,
Because somebody slacked us, or
I saw
Facebook. Somebody Facebooked us and said the
that was
invite
a
had
while ago, right?
had expired. Yeah.
I saw somebody join like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone got in yesterday, so
Okay.
we should be good.
So we re-upped the invitation.
yeah.
All right, cool.
Patreon.
Awesome. Yeah, we're going to do some Patreon, guys. Thanks for coming to record. And we have to have a shout out to our Patreon backers.
We get the opportunity.
Because, we got to do it. 'cause
Morally
it's
obligated.
Awesome.
And financially bound.
That's right. Jarron,
Hey,
let's do the Patreon thing.
Owen, what's Patreon?
That's a place where you can help us support the show.
It's a digital tip jar.
Digital tip jar.
Which we might have to dip into those funds and get a new board.
right.
Yeah, the soundboard is going
Because it
going
seems
bad.
like that is on its way out. It
We
took
should-
us about 20 minutes to get it working today.
The live feed people saw that
Yeah,
firsthand.
that was the live feed, basically.
Then I hit it, and it knew it had to start working again. I want to
And
know.
you
Jaron says
yes.
it was a button press, but it
was-
was actually when I hit it.
You gave it
was-
some
that it
firm
worked.
love.
Yeah, it was that plus we figured out the button was breaking.
Yeah, but we hit it first, and that's what really woke it up.
yeah.
Owen was really excited when we thought that it was his hit that
I did
fixed
my
it. The Sandman.
my sand people.
Or Sand people.
We should film a video. We should go to the DI and get a microwave and film a video of microwaving it and see what happens.
Hey, Owen, what was that comment on the Facebook live feed about that guy saying digital tip jar?
Digital tip jar. That's gonna be. Hold on, let me see if it shows up in our
No,
Facebook.
it doesn't.
Oh.
Anyway, this guy in the live feed, he chatted us. He's like, I tried to say digital tip jar to my wife. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, he messed it up too.
It might be
Digital
maybe-
chip jar. Digital.
Hey,
Digital.
just like that. You're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
I feel like when you say it, sometimes it sounds like you're having a stroke.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you
I smell
donate,
toast.
if you donate $6 or more to us, we read your name on the air, and you become a tech daddy or a tech mommy. Unfortunately, we only have tech daddies right now, but we love all the tech daddies and mommies. Anyway, here we go. Shout out to AJ Jasper, David Broshinsky, and Aaron Young. You guys are awesome. Peter Santone, Hardware. Adam Hecht, Ryan Baker, Aaron Faulkner. Bloodborne is still better than Uncharted.
Still.
Well, it's not like the games are changing. I mean,
I like that small change though. It adds emphasis. He's getting there and checking it, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm still gonna add this."
but well,
There was an
Uncharted
effort.
has some multiplayer. Bloodborne does not, to my knowledge.
No, Bloodborne has multiplayer.
Like the multiplayer, we can actually play against each other. Because
No.
I know they have like you can drop clues and junk.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Adam Foote, Spencer Knowlton, Valentine. I can make Jarron say anything for $6. Whoa, we gotta be careful with that power. With great power comes great responsibility. Ryan,
Do you know who that is?
that's Kevin Eccles right there.
Yeah, he texted me the other day. He's like, figure out how I can change my name in Patreon so I can write something for Jarron. Okay.
I think I'm going to subscribe to our podcast on Patreon.
Ryan McQueen, Michael Beck, Jeffrey Kale, Roger Allen, Beauregard, Connor Ritchie, Brian Lee. Hey, he changed his name to Connor Ritchie. Brian Lee and Conrad Southworth.
Bogart.
Thank you guys.
Ooh, that was a spike. I'm awake now.
Oh.
So is everybody else.
At this point, it's like a tick for me.
Thank you so much, Patreon backers. You are the best. All right, we got a couple of emails.
Just one, I think.
We got an email. Yep, it's from Aaron Langford, right?
Yeah, we got some article suggestions, and those are great.
I think, yeah, and I think did a couple of them make it in, or I can't. Well, we'll see.
Yep.
So, email from Aaron Langford with the question or two for us. Oh, and that's you.
Oh, I'm going to read this one. Okay, here we go. I didn't know. Sometimes Jarron reads them because he's
James.
He's
I'm
a better.
over here.
I know.
I'm over here, Owen.
I know. I was talking about a good
That's
orator.
Jarron. Oh.
I needed somebody who's a good orator. So
I think it's orator.
Orator. Anyway.
Hey, word of day calendars. Go ahead, buddy.
Aaron Langford says, time for some fun. First, an update. I had mentioned to my wife about the LeBron James comments, and she related that at our rec center, there are posters of LeBron doing the pregame powder. Oh, no. Asking folks not to powder up. Oh, dear. I know where this is going. I think I might have to steal one for Owen. Please do.
Owen's got a powder up?
Next, I had another question for the crew. If you could become any character from any video game, who would it be?
Nathan Drake, of course. Yeah.
Well, that was fast.
Kirby. Next part.
You look like Kirby.
I know.
You know what?
Ouch.
Hold up.
The black Kirby though.
Unformed
not
blob
the,
that
not
steals
the pink
people's
one.
powers.
Jarron just gave me an idea. Why don't you can't pick one for yourself, man?
Oh.
Or else I'd go with freaking John, Master Chief guy.
John 117.
Yeah, we got to give each other.
That was my first one, and I thought I was going to be too cool for school, so I didn't choose him.
And on top of that, he's not Kirby. He's King Dedede, if anything.
There you go. That's actually more fitting. Ouch. I mean, it still hurts, but I'm okay with it. It means you like me. Next part. If you were all thrown in an ultimate Smash scenario as the chosen characters, who would win?
Oh, me. Easy. I would win.
If you're
I can
if
beat-
you're John 117.
I'll put $10. You guys don't have to bet anything. I can beat anybody here. 1-on-1.
John
Super Smash.
117? No.
No, if you're chosen characters.
If
Yeah.
you were the chosen character that you made and all four of us were put in a battle
So
arena.
if I were Nathan Drake and I was playing
So
Super
he's
Smash
Nathan-
Brothers as Nathan Drake,
Oh.
as myself as Nathan Drake
That's a good one.
What?
in Super Smash
I
Brothers.
thought we
How's
were
King
picking
Dedede
our own.
do? I
I
don't
thought we
know.
were King Dedede's
He's good.
actually pretty good.
Yeah.
See, I'd be better now.
I would be. I would probably choose the Doom guy.
No. You are totally Kratos.
I'm Kratos.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You're Kratos.
He's awesome too. I'll take that.
Maybe Kratos when you like get nothing. So
I'm dad bod Kratos.
you're post-retirement Kratos. Boy. What did they ever in the game reference his previous life?
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
So they talk about how he got the scar and
Yep.
everything.
They don't talk about the scar
the
very
body
much.
paint and
No, they don't talk. They don't talk so much about that, but they do talk about where he was before he went to Norway, like the Norse area, and
But you know
what
how
he
he got-
did there a little bit.
all the stuff on it. Why
Yeah.
his skin's all white and why he's got the red
I
thing.
don't. But I read the wiki of kind of what happened in
Oh,
the other ones.
yeah.
They didn't really talk about that in the summary.
TLDR.
Anyway, so yeah, okay. I guess I'm Kratos. We got King DDD,
King DDD. I'm
and
going to update my profile picture.
Jarron is definitely Ness.
Yeah.
I'll let you
Yeah, I
guys.
can see that.
I'll let you guys give it to me. Who do you think? Daisy, Peach. What? Who am I? You guys give it to me. Don't hold back.
Ryu.
Really? Really?
Ryu.
You're just being nice. Get out of here.
Okay, I tried.
I'm thinking.
come
I'm
on.
thinking.
Pac-Man?
I don't even play.
Well, no,
Pac-Man.
it doesn't have to be from Smash Brothers.
But
I know.
but it can
Okay.
be. It'd be better if it was.
I'm just trying to think of a character with no personality. That's Pac-Man.
Hold on.
It's like the opposite. of
Camera's
James.
off now. You can flip him off now.
James has more personality than
I think he's got
Hey.
more
like
like.
anyone here.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, let me tell you. I'm so boring. I don't know.
Snake.
Sure. I hate that character, by the way, in Smash. He doesn't have a punch.
He doesn't have a punch. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has
No,
punch.
I
if
want to
you
be the
tap
piranha
A.
plant.
Okay.
You guys haven't seen the
Actually,
piranha
you know
plant.
No, we
what? I
haven't.
think you would be the dog from Duck Hunt.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He's the dog
Hate
from
that
Duck
guy.
Hunt.
The best villain ever.
So hard. Holy moly to play that character, but that character's so much fun.
Right on, right
Anyway.
on.
Right on,
Okay.
right on.
And of course, Tony would win because he's Kratos.
Well, I'm Kratos. I mean,
Oh yeah, 100%.
Kratos is unbeatable. All right, so we have a lot to talk about. Well, we have a lot of subjects, but a few of them are pretty short. Basically, like here's a short one. Ultraviolet is shutting down.
Goodbye.
The movie service Ultraviolet digital service is shutting down in June, I believe.
This is. You saw this coming because Movies Anywhere kind of took Ultraviolet's thunder in every single way. But it's sad because there are some studios that have not signed on to Movies Anywhere, such as Paramount, I think Lionsgate.
Hold on, give a TLDR of what Ultraviolet was.
Ultraviolet was the website you would go to whenever you got a code in a Blu-ray or DVD to give you a digital copy.
To get the 4K.
Yeah, well, not download, but have a streaming option.
All right.
Yeah.
And what was the other service that you just said? All movie?
Movies Anywhere.
What is that?
It's the exact same thing,
Okay.
but different studios have signed on to Movies Anywhere. Most of the studios that sign on to Ultraviolet sign on to Movies Anywhere as well. But like I said, there are some studios who were Ultraviolet who were not Movies Anywhere, so there's this gap.
They're sticking around though, right? They said don't delete your library.
So
Yeah.
I got an email from Voodoo, and I'm sure you guys got it as well. That basically Voodoo.com said don't untether your Ultraviolet from us, even though it's going away, because we're gonna. I think it said basically we're gonna honor all
gonna
of the
host
movies
those, right?
that
they
you have
will.
already.
A major bummer of this, and a feature Ultraviolet had that I loved that Movies Anywhere doesn't, is you could share your Ultraviolet library with up
Oh,
to
yeah.
5 people.
That was nice.
Yeah, so you could share libraries, have it link all the movies of your friend would show up in your Voodoo account. It was great, but now we don't have that.
How'd they do that without stepping on digital rights? Like
Well, because the studios created it, so they owned their digital rights.
It was them.
I see.
And it was way lenient, and I was surprised that feature was there.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's happening. So keep an eye out for that. But it's really, I don't think it's too much to worry about. Not that big of a deal. Let's see. So James.
Yeah, I want to talk about my
has
cameras.
An indoor camera comparison.
Yep. Go into our show notes, which hopefully you'll find on our website, gadgetspot.net, which I need to talk to you guys about afterwards on how to do that. And in there should be a Google Sheets, and it's a really short little comparison that I found online. I want to eventually. I took pictures of what they look like and what they look like from my phone, but I didn't have enough time to put that together at work today because I actually had work.
It says you need permission.
Gosh dang it.
You have to share it.
All right.
You gotta make it public or whatever.
But do that later.
I'll make it public.
Yeah.
So, I compared the cameras that I've seen used as baby monitors, which is the Nest, the Wise, Arlo, and Owlet, and just barely online. I just saw an advertisement for another product called Nanit.
And Ring's kind of getting into the indoor camera game as well.
Oh, that was the other one that I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Dang it! I'll add Ring in just a minute. Anywho, and I actually have that at work, but. So on here I have all the price comparisons. So by far the cheapest one is obviously Wise, which is $20.
Yeah, they're super cheap.
And that's
So cheap.
and why is that's for the non pan tilt zoom model.
Yeah.
Right?
So all of
like
everything that I've
$25.
listed is like the bottom tier.
lowest
product.
cost of entry.
Lowest cost of entry and lowest monthly payment. So by far, Wise takes it at $20. Arlo and Owlet are the two cheaper options. Owlet is $149 and Arlo is $180.
Wow, that's a huge jump in price right
that
there.
jump is crazy.
Yeah.
But do you have to pay for online storage? Is that part of Wise, or
So-
do you get that?
Wise, I need to do a little bit more. Well, no, actually, it said free 14-day storage, and on top of that, it has an SD card slot.
Right.
So
I know for Nest you don't have to pay. It'll just give you pictures of things that happened for like the last 4 hours.
I mean, generally
you-
speaking, that's
But you can pay with
Yeah.
Nest and have video saved,
Yep.
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So with,
Same with Ring.
yeah, Nest it's $30 a month for 30 days.
Can you believe that? $30 a month. Ring is $10 for your whole Ring ecosystem.
Yeah.
That's
As many cameras as you want, even their security system, it's great.
So much
$10 a
cheaper.
month?
Or eight.
Yep.
I think it's $7 a month for one.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 or 4 for one.
That being
Oh, is it
said,
3 or 4?
Nest
whatever.
Nest has the best video out of all of them. Nest comes in at 1080p at 30 frames per second for their $200 model, and at the worst is Arlo. Funny enough, they're only 720. Each one of them have 7 times digital zoom, which is pretty awesome. Now Arlo, the redeeming quality of that one is it's battery powered, but they require these little CR123 batteries, which are these itty bitty little batteries.
Oh, like those wafer batteries.
They look like coins.
Yeah. Well, no, actually. They're
No?
they're if you were to take C batteries and shrink them down like 3 times.
Oh, yeah,
It's about
yeah.
as big as there.
Right.
They usually, you'd see them in flash photography cameras.
Yep.
But that being said, I mean, really what you need to look at is the ecosystem around it. Nest and I'm sure Ring have the two bigger ecosystems. Nest comes in at 6 members of the family, including a lock, thermostat, smoke detector, doorbell, alarm system, all that fun stuff. Arlo, it just kind of depends on how you count it.
It's just cameras, right?
Yeah, it's a bunch of cameras. They do have a doorbell and a light.
They're branded my Netgear, right? Arlo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They split off from Netgear, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, Owlet is the one that's obviously tiered around babies.
Yeah.
So
Right.
the Owlet cam is for babies, and they have the sock. And then the new thing that was just announced at CES, which is the new pregnancy monitor, which it looks like a core set for your belly, and it monitors your vital signs of your baby while it's
That's
on the inside.
that's preying on fear, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I do
because-
too.
Oh,
I mean,
100%. Yeah.
I don't feel it's necessary.
So on the Nest cam, I used the Nest. I mean not the Nest, the Owlet on the Owlet cam. Did you try that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so did you get the Owlet sock?
Yeah, we did.
Do you guys like
so
it?
we started with the Owlet sock, and then we entered into we tried getting into the beta with the camera.
Did it give you the peace of mind you wanted with the Owlet sock?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally with us too.
100%. I can't stress the thing that I was kind of worried about is I want to say the sock was like what $300-ish dollars.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And there's a lot of
Spendy.
stuff, when you're buying for a baby that it's like, do I really need this?
Yeah.
But like that is by far the thing that
We really appreciate it. But the cam what's cool about the camera? Does it link with the sock?
Yeah,
How does
it links
integrate?
with the sock, so it shows you the heart rate and the O2 levels as well as the temperature
on
in the room.
on the camera.
Yeah.
I see.
So
Okay.
you have a Wise and an Owlet camera?
Yeah, but the Wise is only $20, and I use it to spy on people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right.
It's in my living room. It's my secret camera.
Do you use it to record certain
No, I don't.
things?
I don't have the recording function turned on.
Wink, wink.
No. But
Some.
it's out in the open. And by the way, just a heads up. So my wife goes into other rooms to like breastfeed our daughter. Make sure you do like a quick scan of the room. There are so many in-home cameras nowadays. It's ridiculous.
They find a dead spot so
Yeah.
that she's not getting
or you just take it
recorded.
and just turn it away. Yeah.
Also, if you're a mutterer, if you get in an argument with your wife and you're a mutterer like I am, when you guys are in the off, like when the bell dings, you guys go to your corners.
Yeah.
If you're a mutterer like I am, you also need to watch out for cameras.
Isn't that
Because-
crazy?
Wait,
Because
has she actually looked at the camera footage and seen
the baby
her-
monitor was on actively,
Oh.
and
Oh.
We were like, oh, this is Wise.
stupid. Oh yeah, paint this. Anyway, sorry.
Jeez.
Paint your wall. I don't want to paint your wall. Paint this. How about you paint? Anyway, if you're an angry mutterer when you're in your corner, when the ref hits the bell and you have to separate to your corners, if you're a mutterer, watch out for baby monitors. That was
I'll get you every time.
a pitfall for me.
So the Owlet, by far, if you're having a baby, get the package. Get the sock, get the camera. It's awesome. It's the small things that really kind of make a camera. What I thought was really neat
Wait,
was...
so you paid $180 for the camera and then $300 for the sock?
yeah.
Oh no way! I would never do that.
Well, you're a better person.
Okay. The sock, the app, the sock, totally worth it. That gives you
Yeah.
it's on them, but
The
just
camera, we
just
could have
getting-
stuck with the $20
you could
camera.
have just kind of stuck with the
100%
20.
we could've.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that in there.
The thing, though, that I appreciate about Owlet, and maybe Ring does this, but when they sent the camera, they send it with wire guards to like run down your
yeah.
wall.
To keep it from baby grabbing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which it's kind of like a cool little thing that
Wish we had that right now.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. But that being said, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna, I can't, say enough good things about Owlet. I love it. The amount of peace of mind that it gives us, the fact that it's all in one place, and on top of that, they have peripheral apps that show you how the quality of your baby is sleeping too. It's awesome. And my wife loves it. But that being said, so what the Nest does best is it gives you a 2-year warranty. What the Wise does best is it's the cheapest. What Arlo does best is it's nice because you can put it anywhere and not have to worry about a wire. And Owlet is basically 100% tailored around babies and the baby ecosystem. So each one of them are good in their own right. Just
Babbies.
depends on what
Except
you
for
want.
Ring.
Yeah, I should have done Ring. I can't believe I forgot because I have the Ring doorbell.
Yeah. Ring right now is still more of an outside
Yeah.
thing.
The video in Ring
It's
is
an outside
It's
puppy.
like 15 frames per second too, so
We
it's
use
not
the-
the best.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
We use the Amazon Cam in my daughter's room. The Amazon camera that they have.
Hey, side note.
Oh,
we-
Amazon
we-
knows everything about your daughter then.
Yeah, it does. But it's nice because we get a little ding motion detect. It alerts you when motion goes off. So she migrates to our bedroom all
Now-
the time, and I get that
Here
notification.
she comes.
Mhm.
Now I want to talk to you guys about this. How do you guys feel? Obviously, you're pro about having like a camera in your kid's room, right? But like, how do you feel ethically speaking? Like, at what age do you take the camera out of your kid's room and give
Puberty.
them freedom?
When you get a new kid and you don't want to buy another
That's it right there.
one. Yep.
Kid number 2.
Because we were talking about that last night with my brother-in-law, who has a 7-year-old, and it's like we can see if he's in bed.
Right.
But like, think of all the times that as a 7-year-old you got out of bed and did something. You heard mom or dad coming. In my case, mom only, and like you would hop back into bed as soon as you could.
Now it's on camera.
Now it's all on camera.
Yeah.
You can't get away with anything.
Yep. And as a parent that watches that, sometimes I just let it be. I'm like, oh, she's not choking.
I'll let him have it this time.
Or-
She's not
This
dead.
time it's okay.
So, yeah, but we usually recycle. We recycle. That's what we did. We stopped. I mean, we ended up getting when we moved her out of her crib into her toddler bed. We ended up getting a camera because then she was free, so she could get out of bed on her own.
I'm free at last.
Yeah.
So speaking of Nest, Jarron has an article on here about Nest Secure Alarm.
Yeah, this one's interesting. So today they released an update to allow your Nest Secure Alarm to work with Google Assistant directly. So before you'd have to have like this Google Home Mini, to talk to it.
Yeah.
But turns out there was a hidden microphone in it all along.
They just didn't have it enabled?
They didn't have it enabled, and they didn't list it in their specs at all that it contained a microphone.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a little creepy, right?
That might be
yeah.
creepy, but I'm secretly holding out that that's what Nintendo's doing with their Switch. Like all of a sudden one day they're like, you can talk to your friends.
Nah,
Surprise.
don't bet on it.
Everyone knows the Switch has Bluetooth, which could do that. So if Nintendo did that, everyone would cheer.
Yay.
But this, they never said that it had a microphone in it. And they suddenly enabled it, and like, oh, hey.
That's like, what? So what have you been doing with it for the last
Surprise!
They-
Right,
they
data
s-
mining.
They say it was just disabled,
year?
but yeah, the tinfoil hat people in here, like Owen,
No,
it makes you doubt.
I wouldn't care. I've sold my soul to Google, and
He's giving it up.
Amazon's in my child's room.
Pieces of his
So-
soul to every tech company.
Mhm.
They own a little bit of them.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's weird. Okay, so let's see. Should we get into the video game section? Oh, no, actually, I wanted to talk about this real quick. Laser acoustics. Did you guys read this article?
No.
Okay, so it's pretty interesting. There's this company that's figured out how to send audible messages using laser beams.
Send, not
Yeah.
receive.
Is that like a targeted message?
Yes. They can use a laser, point it at your ear, and you will hear
Whoa.
stuff.
So they've been able to retrieve audio
Yeah.
using lasers for a while, but
Because if you
So-
think about it, a laser is just waves of light, right? But
Right.
if you were to turn those waves of light into bigger waves of sound,
Well, no, not so.
do they treat it like fiber then? To where it's like,
Listen, here's what it is. The system works using a photoacoustic, that's in quotations, effect, where water vapor in the air absorbs the light and forms sound waves.
does that mean that here in Utah, because it's such a dry state, that it'd
can't
be
do it
quieter?
in the desert. Yep.
They have said that it still works in relatively dry conditions because there's almost always a little water in the air, especially around people because you breathe out moisture.
Oh.
I toot out moisture.
You also toot out moisture, unfortunately.
So they shoot this laser at you. They miss and hit your eye.
Now, that's another thing. Where did it say that?
So when we're shooting at Charlie in the bushes, it's basically going to say, eat McDonald's.
Yeah. You're gonna walk by. So
Get
so
a credit card.
so McDonald's will have a laser array around it in these populated places, like Walmart.
So this is the first system that uses lasers that are fully safe for eyes and skin to localize an audible signal to a
Interesting.
particular person.
Is this tested or is this
So
future tech?
It's future tech
Okay.
right now, but so far they've been able to get it working at more than 8 feet away, and so the next step is to scale it up to longer
So
distances.
no more people on the
But-
street saying free, free,
Yeah,
free.
right.
None of that. In Vegas, they won't need to be like free.
They just
free.
point the laser at your
They
ear.
just point the laser like Girls.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I
It
see.
says we hope to eventually that eventually commercial technology will develop, and that's the perfect
Advertising, they mean. Commercial.
advertising.
Call it what it is.
So think
Commercial
about
technology.
like when. So think about that scene.
This is going to scare so many old people.
Think about that scene in Minority Report when he's walking through the mall and everything's recognizing his irises and advertising directly to him. So it would make stuff like that perfectly usable because you could target the audio right at the person's ears as they walk, and nobody else would hear the advertisement besides the person that's being targeted by the advertisement.
Which is just a laser switch, right? Like a light switch.
That's going to make you
Program.
more yourself. Like if you think about like Google Ads, how they target it directly at you, and you're almost pigeonholed into this way of living now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I think the technology is really cool. I hope it doesn't get too invasive.
All I
but-
know is I
It
looked
totally
up.
will.
But
I was
think about it this way: in maybe like a military aspect, you're in a place where you don't want any radio waves going across the air that could be intercepted, but you have a laser beam that can project audio from 500 meters away, so you can have your guy who's on point talking to the sniper or the people heading in, and you can just point your laser at their head. And
got a long ways to go
Can
from
you
8 feet to
imagine,
500
like-
meters.
I know.
Like
but
the enemy's
still.
like, where are they? And then you see some guy with like a laser pointer just shooting it.
Oh, well, they'll see it. They'll see the light, and they'll be like, get a mirror. And
reflect it back at them.
What are they saying? Hold up like a handheld mirror and reflect it to them.
So, but yeah,
Order me some Arby's.
pretty cool.
Oh, the future
That's not
is
what I was
so
expecting.
weird.
I thought they were coming to kill us. They
We're
just
getting
want
Chick-fil-A.
They
Arby's.
just want Arby's. Make
Tomorrow
sure you get the
Sunday.
mozzarella sticks.
So, yeah, and then let's see. Do we need to talk about this, Jarron? Roomba for your lawn?
Oh man, this
I
is
wanted one of these forever.
I know. What other
I thought
companies?
this has been out for a while.
Yeah.
Other companies have done it.
Yeah.
But Roomba improves upon it because
Oh, so this is actual Roomba brand.
yes, it is.
Okay.
How do they improve upon it? It's just an algorithm, right? Like a fence algorithm. It hits a fence, it turns, it goes in different directions until it's all done.
Other ones you need to run like this wire, so
Okay.
when the robot reaches it, it'll know that's the edge of your lawn,
How-
and it'll turn around.
Yeah.
However, theirs are wireless.
How do they
so
geofence
it's a
it?
lot easier to geofence the Roomba in your yard versus others. And I so want a robot mowing my lawn someday. I'm just so worried about I don't know, poop in the lawn because we have a dog.
Or your dog on the lawn.
or
There-
utensils in the lawn that my kids throw outside.
Huh.
Detection systems.
Yeah,
So you
it-
need some detection systems on there.
Exactly.
I actually
Yeah.
witnessed one of these fancy $2,000 lawnmowers doing this guy's lawn, and I just stood there and was like, what would that be like to live at the top? Like as I went back to my lawnmower and filled up 7 bags of grass.
Well, think
Yeah.
about it would definitely have to have a good detection system because how often do you have a sprinkler head that hasn't closed all the way?
Yeah.
See, and this is how I mow my lawn automatically. You put a post in your lawn, and then you
Do a
tie a
rope.
rope to your lawnmower and just let it go around in a circle.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Anyway, it's called the Roomba Terra. The battery life will last an hour before it needs to recharge again, so you need some sort of docking station.
They'll have, a
obviously.
house, they'll have a house for it, I'm sure, right?
Does it mulch or
I think it
They
just
all-
mulches.
They all have to. There's
okay?
no
Yeah,
way
There's no way
because-
they could carry a bag of grass
Right,
around.
Yeah. Pricing isn't out yet. It's releasing in Germany first. So
Is that where
Exciting.
iRobot's based out of Germany?
I don't know. I don't think so.
How do they detect geofencing it outside? That's interesting to me. I have to see.
We don't believe in the
Geofencing?
walls
Yeah, like
anymore.
how do
They
they
could
geofence
just-
without a wire?
They could just use GPS.
Yeah,
You put in the coordinates
you put
of
in
your
the
lawn.
Coordinates
they
of your
are
yard.
so
It's
advanced.
so much harder to do that. Oh well.
They probably just have an app on your phone where you walk around and say, hit a button when
That's
you get to
probably
a
it.
spot.
They probably
and
just
then
record you.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And then
apparently,
it's plus or minus 3 meters, so it could go out in the road and mow some of the
that
road
could be a
for you.
problem.
and to help it, the first time you kind of have to control it with your phone, and then after that,
Oh.
it'll learn.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, Owen, tell us about poor old Google Hangouts,
Google Hangouts
which
is
I use all the time.
it's going away. Goodbye, Google Hangouts.
I
We
got
hardly
one
knew
more.
you.
I got one more year.
We hardly knew you.
Come on.
Google's strategy is so weird to me. So many people use Hangouts.
They
Oh, it's
just released a
huge.
different one though. What's it called? Google.
It's a business.
Yeah.
thing. It's
Duo?
no,
No,
it's called Google Chats or something like that.
They have Hangouts that's supposed to compete with Slack,
Yeah.
and
Google-
that's where they're taking that brand.
So they're finally turning it off.
It's called not Google Plus.
Yeah, not Google
So that's
Plus for
gone
sure.
next month.
Yeah, that's
Month after next.
but they
pillow over that phase.
yeah, so they're going to start. I think it's going to stay live for individuals though, private, because it says that they're starting this. They're going to start removing Google Hangouts from the G Suite, which is the enterprise side, this next year. So
they're removing it from G Suite.
Yeah, from G Suite it's going away.
They were using it in G. Oh,
no, it
interesting.
They have two separate ones. So Hangouts Classic is what we're all used to.
Yeah,
and then the new one they did is called Hangouts Chat.
Oh, and they're getting rid of chat?
No, Hangouts Chat's the new one. It just released 10 months ago. Their naming schemes are really, really confusing.
That's bad.
So Hangouts Chat is the complete opposite. It launched 10 months ago, and it's a basic, some would say beta enterprise Slack clone.
Oh, okay. That's the one I'm thinking of. That's
so
the one I'm thinking of.
Hangouts Chat is the one that but
Why don't they just call it Google Chat?
because
Why? Why would they make it simple?
yeah.
No, their strategy is to release 3 separate messaging clients and then randomly shut one down when you least suspect it, and then shut down the other one, the one that everyone uses, without announcing a replacement yet.
Yeah, so my
terrible.
thoughts are that they're getting rid of Hangouts Classic from the enterprise, so that they can charge
For
an
Hangouts
additional
Chat.
fee for Hangouts Chat to have the.
Now, if I can still use it in my personal consumer style,
Yeah, I think-
I'm down with that.
yeah, I think
because I rely on it honestly, like because I can text. I run all my texting through it, and I run my voice messages through it now too, and I can do everything from my phone, from my iPad, or from my computer that way.
Yeah, but that's Google Voice, right?
I use Google Voice as
With
well,
Hangouts.
but I
Yeah.
use it with Hangouts.
Oh yeah. So Hangouts, I guess, is going to start phasing out.
Boo.
So yeah, I guess it served its purpose, but they include it for free right now in the G Suite, which I manage a G Suite domain, and they include it for free. And a lot of people, I mean, it's not if you've used Slack, it's definitely less feature rich than Slack.
Oh, for sure.
So it's a basic kind of chat back and forth, but anyway, so
Well, that's dumb. You know what else is dumb? Apple FaceTime.
ooh man. I love this story. The group
I don't
FaceTime
know this
bug.
one.
Now, the
group-
one thing I will say, like everyone knows that I'm not a big Apple fan. I love the iPad. I love the iPads. And to Apple's credit, this wasn't a malicious, we're taking your data kind of a thing for FaceTime. This was basically an accident.
It was a bug for
A
sure.
bug.
So some 14-year-old kid was trying to group FaceTime his friends in a Fortnite
in a Fortnite
battle.
match. Yeah.
And he found that if he dialed his friend, and then while that one was ringing before his friend picked up, he dialed his other friend while the first one was still ringing. The second one would automatically turn on the phone of the friend.
It's when you dial yourself. So you dial your friend, then you dial yourself immediately after that.
Right, and it would turn on theirs?
Yeah.
And
I thought
so you can hear everything that's going on that other person's phone.
so. Facebook, Apple. No, it was Facebook, right? Facebook freaked out. They shut down the whole thing.
No, that's not related.
Oh, that's not the same. I thought you said that was what they
That's
did.
a
in the
different
reaction.
thing.
Oh.
Facebook's we don't. That's a long one.
I thought that was.
We
the
won't
same.
worry about that one. That was the whole thing. Facebook's Apple apps got shut down, basically.
Oh yeah.
Their
Okay.
internal apps.
But meanwhile, this bug happened with Apple.
Yeah.
And so they shut down the group FaceTime feature until I think they're releasing a fix this week.
Next
Yeah, they're
week.
supposed to.
They have it set for next week. It shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they released a statement thanking this kid and their family for reporting it, even though it got kind of lost in their bug system for a while.
Yeah.
The tweet. You got to go.
They
read,
tried to report for a week, and
go re-
Apple didn't get
go
back
read
to
the
them.
tweets because the mother was the one that took charge.
Yeah.
She was like, "My son found this bug in your stuff, and he wants an iPhone X, a new iPad, and a MacBook Pro." And that's what he wants for his reward. And she was like the tweets are pretty funny because she didn't know you had to have a developer account to go report a bug. And so it got all, she finally ended up talking to people, but it had already kind of come out publicly at that point.
Yeah, it'd gone viral.
And so
already.
it was kind of like this, well, we already knew about it from this other source. We didn't hear about it from you. And so now they're not doing the bug.
Apple's statement was, we're revamping our bug reporting system because
Right.
it got lost in the system.
Well, and you should definitely be able to report bugs even if you're not a developer.
As a user.
As a
Why
user,
wouldn't they
yeah.
utilize the millions of people that have their
It'd be
devices?
very foolish to not listen to your users. But they also run the risk that way of maybe getting a lot of false positives.
Yeah, that's true.
But
And people searching for bug bounties that don't exist.
You got to wade through that.
Did the kid get any of the hardware that he was asking
I don't
for?
think so.
Dude, that's the one thing
undetermined.
that bums me out. Like, it'd be nothing to Apple to give him that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
There's
a lot.
It's not even a drop.
There's
It's
like,
over there.
That's like a molecule of
Yeah.
water in the bucket.
like
for
they,
Apple.
like they lose
Set
that
a
much.
principle.
They lose that much randomly.
Yeah.
Like falling off the back of trucks. You know?
Right.
So, but there's a I read about a lawsuit that's open because they said that the bug was applied during a deposition.
Yeah.
And so there's a guy suing for damages, and anyway, it was a pretty big.
We'll see if he can prove that.
Yeah.
that happened.
That anything happened, and I don't think it was provable, trackable that it ever happened.
Yeah, how are they gonna know?
Anyway,
Interesting
it was
stuff
a
though.
good bug though. I really do wish the kid. I hope the kid gets it.
Bugs
gets his hardware.
bugs like that don't come around very often. But it's always fun when something like that does happen because
Especially to somebody as big as Apple.
the internet has a field day with it.
Right.
Everyone freaks out.
Yeah.
It's just like sit back and eat some popcorn while everyone loses their minds. All right, I think we're going to move on to the sweet. Well, okay, real quick, before we get on to gaming news, this is funny. A crypto founder of the Canadian exchange dies.
He takes
and
the password with him.
doesn't ever let anyone know what his password is.
He has an encrypted computer with a cold storage wallet, and it has $137 million worth of crypto on it, and he dies.
No password
Nobody
left anywhere.
They can't get it. They haven't even tried to get into the cold wallet yet. They can't even get into the encrypted laptop yet.
Oh my
so,
gosh, that's so funny.
So
Batman could get
they're
in
calling them the survivors of the exchange, like the people that are left, and they're just like, try his son's name, like
What's his date of birth?
yeah, get his wallet.
What's his mom's maiden name?
Everything.
What's
I
his
mean,
first
what,
pet?
137 million. That's like DB Cooper's treasure, like just sitting on
On a laptop.
all the files I need are inside this computer. Like throw it on the ground, like
You got to frame that computer, man.
Yeah.
Or
That's
destroy
so
it, or else
funny.
it'll drive you crazy.
yeah, it's like Tony's lost wallet.
Yeah, except I'm still alive.
Yeah,
And it still
I very
bothers
much
me.
want it.
Yeah,
your
exactly.
your lost 5 Bitcoin that we can still go look at.
Yeah, there it's in my impenetrable glass safe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, it's just
That's
funny.
pretty funny.
It's just pretty sad. That's sad
The guy died.
the guy died.
Was
that's
he
sad.
old or something?
I think he had a heart attack or a stroke or
that
something.
sucks.
Yeah, so he was an older
He had a
gentleman.
stroke because he realized how much money was in there.
He had a stroke because he looked at the crypto markets. Let's be honest.
He had
was like,
Crohn's disease.
Oh yeah, Crohn's.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
That put a damper on the story.
End of line.
Talk about the video games. Move on.
Yep, time for video game chat. We got quite a bit of video game news. We're going to kick it off with some fairly legitimate. Is this the one I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Yeah.
You put illegitimate, and I changed
Yeah.
it to legitimate.
Oh, that's why. I was like, I don't remember this being a good article. No, the specs that they're throwing around as rumor right now for the next Xbox and probably the next PlayStation. This only refers to the next Xbox, so I think they're so absurd that there's no way that these rumors are going to come around unless the system really doesn't come out for another 2 years.
You think they're just gassing up the hype train?
I do.
Yeah.
And if the system's coming out in 2019, there's not a chance they have these specs.
And I completely disagree with Tony.
If the system's coming out in 2020, it might have some of these specs.
Oh, it's not coming out in 2019. Not a chance.
Okay. See, I would more believe that if it's 2020, the end of 2020, because here's the rumored specs that floated around for the last in the last 2 weeks. So they're saying that ray tracing is going to be on it.
That one I do not believe.
That's
No.
bull. That's such bull crap.
Yeah, that one I do not believe.
They're saying custom 8-core, 16-thread Zen 2 CPU.
That one's possible.
I give that a 50-50 shot. I would more likely see, honestly, if you ask me, no hyper-threading. It'll just be an 8-core.
Why not hyper-threading? It's a feature on even like the Ryzen 5.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. This one, I don't. I give this one a 10% chance of coming through. A custom Navi GPU with 12 plus teraflops of power.
That one is a lock for me. 100% going to
way.
happen.
No
the Vega
way.
64, which came out 2 years ago, is 12 teraflops. For a true
and you know how much they still charge for that GPU?
because the Radeon 7 comes out in 2 weeks.
6.
What they're doing it in
$600.
100.
They're doing
Nailed
it. No,
Nailed it.
no, it's
Nailed it.
not.
Is it 500?
The Radeon 7 is going to be 700, so the Vega 64 is going to have to be a lot cheaper.
I
Than
think
that.
it's 500 for the
500.
64.
But-
I'm going to look it up
60.
right now.
For 64.
But they're going to be pushing it out in high volume 2 years from now.
So what's
It's-
Navi?
It has to be.
Explain to what Navi,
Navi
is.
is the next gen of Vega.
Oh, okay. So it's an AMD. It's an AMD chip.
Well,
Yeah.
So the
What-
current Xbox One X, 6 teraflops. The next gen system at least has to be twice as powerful as
Let's-
that.
let's-
At least, or
I
else
don't
why
think
even
so.
buy it?
for this,
It's not
let's
next
go-
gen if it's not at least twice as powerful as the One X and 10 times as powerful as the One.
It doesn't need a scale like that anymore, though, because the stuff, the amount of fidelity and everything they're getting out of the Xbox One X with 6 teraflops
hasn't been challenged.
is already
right?
really, really good. I don't think they're going to push for 12 plus teraflops.
They got to, or else no one's going to upgrade.
I think that they will switch a marketing tactic, and they're not going to.
I
They're
see
not
their
going to brag
marketing-
about it.
Their marketing tactic will be game exclusive games for certain systems. But just go by Occam's razor. Okay, when do you think they started developing this? When do you think that it will hit
This
mass
has been
market?
this has been in development already easily for 2+ years.
Okay, think
Maybe
about like a
3.
business. Okay, you got to bid out for all these parts. What's like the cheapest part that's going to get people's attention?
The
Like that's probably what they're going to
the-
go with.
They're going to talk about the CPU. That's what
Yeah.
that's what the big push is going to be, because the CPU right now in all the consoles is hot garbage. It is a CPU from, so the consoles right now are 6 years old. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When the consoles came out, they used an old architect on the CPU, and it was a mobile chipset. I mean, we're talking about like the lowest of the low offering from AMD for the CPU.
Why did they go with that?
Because it was cheap and it
Yep.
was easy.
Yep. And
Quick
they
to
had the
market.
availability, and they could
And it
buy a
was-
bunch of them.
exactly.
quick to market.
So
Like they
that's
wanted
why
to-
I'm saying like
And so they're going to
Yeah.
brag about how the CPU is 12 times better in the next Xbox and the next PS5 or whatever.
And that's why I'm saying, like, don't get your hopes too high, because we're talking about companies. We're not talking about companies that care about
Well, let me
your
tell you
gaming
this.
experience. Or
Right.
The
we're talking
Vega
about companies
six-
that are
the
in
Vega
Vega-
64 is $400 card right
$400 card right now. 2 years from now, buying in high volumes, out they could probably
But they're
get it
not
for
buying right
$250
now.
at most.
They're not buying Vegas, though. It'll be Navi. That's the new
Or
architecture.
they're not buying in the future. They're buying right now.
What
to
I'm
start
saying
building
is the
them.
Vega 64 already reaches 12 teraflops, and that was a card from 2 years ago.
I'm betting
And the
how much is
the new
it?
Xbox is going to be coming out next year.
I'm betting 10 teraflop.
Yeah,
not
but-
not a
but-
chance.
Hold on. How much is the card that you're talking about right now?
$400.
Then they're not buying that one, because if they're buying it, if you're talking about in a year from now,
No, I'm not
they-
saying that they're necessarily buying this one, but
If
this
they-
card from two years ago, it cost $400, already does 12 teraflops, and the next Xbox comes out next year,
yeah, but they're buying stuff right now.
a year and a half from now.
Nah.
They're buying stuff right
teraflop.
now.
No, they're
for
not. They're
mass
not.
market.
They're not mass producing it right now. It takes a few months to start
Yeah.
mass production.
Well, they got to start getting bids together. They got to start. going
they've
to
done-
stupid
they've done that
boardroom
for
meetings
years
with,
now.
with ties,
Yeah, jeez.
people with coffee stains. But what I'm saying is
calling,
like if
this
you-
is my speculation. I'm calling 10 teraflops on the GPU. They're going to brag about more RAM, and they're going to brag about a way more powerful CPU.
Do you wanna place a
which
bet?
it will be.
I don't think it. The RAM is probably the thing they need to upgrade the least, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. They have 12 right now.
Yeah, they have 12.
Yeah,
yeah,
And
because
so
they
this,
lost the
this,
Super Bowl.
This thinks that it will be 16 gigabytes of RAM, which I could
That's
see.
plausible, yeah.
That's plausible.
And this was a leak on Reddit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from supposedly a reliable source. And now here's the thing that is the most absurd spec I've ever heard. They're saying a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD
Not a chance.
in the next
Why?
Xbox.
Well, they're gonna,
Because
if they're
that
going to charge
part-
$1,200 for this thing.
That's what I was going to
Okay.
say. The only way that this will have these specs is if they charge $1,000
Yeah.
for the Xbox.
Yep.
If they're shooting for the $500 price point, there's no way.
They're not going to shoot for the $500 price point. If people are willing to buy phones now for $1,000, gaming consoles will go for $1,000.
No, they won't.
I think
no one will buy it.
100%.
I think there is a possibility that they'll do 3 SKUs.
yeah,
They'll
I
have
hate
your-
No, that's a
that
good point.
idea.
They'll have your low end, which will be probably slightly more powerful than the Xbox One X.
I bet the One X will become the low end.
or that could even be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they'll have the moderate one, which
What's the purpose of that?
because
Better frame rate?
people will pay more for more visual
Picture
bells
quality.
and whistles.
More resolution, more frame rate.
Yep. And then that one will probably run like $500 or $600, probably $5. and then they might have a high end one for around 1,000, which it might have these crazy moonshot specs that we've just talked about. But that's I don't think they'll have 3 systems. I think they're going to have 2, just like they do now. And I think Jarron's right. I think Xbox One X will probably be the base, or something comparably powerful to
Actually,
the Xbox
now
One.
They might put out the One X and put a more powerful processor.
Yeah, a better CPU.
Yeah.
I could see that.
You know what though? Now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, when PlayStation 3 first came out, it was $700 because it had the Blu-ray player in it.
It was 6, yeah, and it had the Blu-ray and it had a hard drive.
Yeah, maybe they learned their lesson from that, and it did have the draw of having the Blu-ray player. So these new ones, I mean, what do they have to bring to the table other than more gaming power? I mean, there's not like a
that's what
hardware
every
thing,
new
like,
generation does. More gaming power.
Well, and the interesting thing about that is we watch how console makers sometimes try to deviate from that line in their marketing. This is the same problem that PS3 had. They marketed the PS3 as an all-around home entertainment hub. That was going to
that's what Xbox.
It was going to do your Blu-ray. It was going to do your streaming. It was going to do everything. And PS3 compared to PS2 and PS4 flopped. It did not do nearly as well as the PS2.
Yeah, the Xbox 360 did really.
The Xbox 360 beat the PS3 in sales, and the Xbox 360's pure focus was gaming. Gaming for gamers.
Which is kind of
Now,
funny because
the Xbox One
yeah.
flipped, and they did what the PS3 tried to do, and they tried to be your all-in-one
Your media
but
hub.
media
to
hub.
be fair, when
And
it
it
came
tanked.
out, more stuff was like geared towards the because when PS3 first came out, I mean, we didn't have all these streaming services, right?
And it's one of those
I can
things.
see the appeal to it. But.
Yeah, they thought it had changed. The market had shifted enough that they could do that.
And they've always kind of been aiming for that. They said that they
Yeah, they
want
want it to
they
be
want the
the-
Xbox to be your home media
Yep.
center.
But that's not what gamers want it for.
Then they put a crappy. Then
You
they
know
put
what
a
I mean?
crappy chip in it and make
That's why
people plan it.
Well,
That's
and
why
in the
people buy Apple TV to
Mm-hmm.
be their all-in-one minus a disc media center.
This is what I'll say concerning power. Generational leaps are usually around 10 times the power of the previous generation. What's 10 times the power of the original Xbox One? Around 12 teraflops.
42. Oh.
I just don't think that they're going to do that this time. I mean,
You guys should place a bet.
maybe.
No,
They'll do the
I'm
three-
not betting.
They'll do the
I
3
think-
tiers.
Come on, you'll shave your head or something. Come on, guys.
I think if they hadn't come out with the Xbox One X, I would say Jarron might be right. But since they have the Xbox One X and they can see how well it's doing with the 6 teraflops, I don't think they're going to spend the money.
I want
to
Jarron
double
to be
it.
right though. Like
Do they
lot.
have they mentioned anything about a release of a new console? Do they know? Do we have any schedule for that?
No schedule, but
Okay.
It's rumored to be announced at this E3, though, right?
That's the rumor. But they've already confirmed that they are working on it.
Oh, okay.
And they've also confirmed that they're working on a family of Xbox products.
Ugh.
Do you think they're going to come out with like a handheld system,
including
like
the
a Switch?
streaming? No way.
No.
No.
They won't go up against that giant.
Yeah, but however, I think there's a possibility with the rumors we've seen this week about what's being announced at GDC with Xbox Live, we might see xCloud streaming on the Switch.
That would be
Before-
interesting.
Think about that.
Before we move on to that, how hilarious is it going to be when Xbox spends all this money to put out this super powerful in-house system now that you got in your house, and then the future of games is all just like they find a way to compress
And stream it.
streaming games so
Yeah.
much easier. So now you have all this power and it doesn't matter.
I would have believed you until I played the Assassin's Creed Odyssey demo
Me too. Yep. Big,
on Google
See, but they
Chrome.
just need to find a better way of compressing it. Do you know
It's horrible.
what they compressed it with? It's not.
whatever it was garbage.
I'm gonna look that up.
Jarron
Well,
has
it's
an
so
amazing
curious.
internet connection, and it still ran like
And-
trash.
Yeah,
And
I
it'll-
have a 1 gigabit connection, and the
What it-
frame rate was horrible. It looked janky as crap, and it made me feel motion sick, which has never happened to me in a
It's-
video game before.
And it's too dependent on that infrastructure.
Exactly.
It's just you wouldn't be able to reach the target that you will with sending a console home.
Not even close.
What did you stream it with? Like
My-
what was what
Used
was
his gaming computer.
Yeah, my gaming
yeah,
computer.
but like is it with the Shield or what did you stream
It's a
it?
wired connection to
Yeah,
his
wired
gaming
connection.
computer.
through a
It-
browser.
I
It's
mean,
through Google Chrome.
He was
Oh.
100% the best case scenario
Right.
for that, and,
And
it
it-
still sucked.
yeah.
Very interesting. So Xbox or leaks point that Xbox will be announcing some really big Xbox Live stuff this March at Game Developer Conference. The rumors haven't gotten any detailed stuff out, but supposedly Xbox Live is going to be expanding to
Mobile,
iOS, Android, and Switch.
Switch.
So, what did you find on that?
So for
James?
that, what it basically, because I got kind of excited. I was like, oh, cool. So I get to play like Xbox games on my Switch via maybe like an Xbox app or something.
So I think that
But nope.
You don't think that'll happen?
It's in the article. So it's not actually about that. It's actually you sign in through your Xbox Live through certain games. Like right now, the example that they gave was Minecraft.
So like those
And
play
you get
anywhere games.
Xbox achievements.
Oh, so it's just for achievement sharing.
Yeah.
Does anyone here?
That's interesting.
Does anyone here care about achievements?
I like it when
I
I
have-
get it,
yeah,
but I
I have
don't
a passing-
actively seek them out.
I have a passing interest.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: is I don't think it would ever happen, but it would be cool because Microsoft's all about their xCloud servers, where you can stream Xbox games from Xbox hardware in their data centers to
your screen.
your various devices.
Right.
It would be really cool if they made that work with the Switch,
If Switch's networking didn't suck.
but that's a problem.
That's a huge problem.
The Wi-Fi chip on the Switch is trash.
Oh, actually,
It
this
is not good. But
Yeah.
there is a precedent for that with the Switch, actually. In Japan, you can stream Resident Evil 7 and also Assassin's Creed Origins, I believe, or it might be Odyssey. You can stream those from the cloud onto your Switch and actually play those games on your Switch.
So
Like
does
through
it?
Nintendo Cloud?
Is it?
It's through, Nintendo partnered with, it'd be
I think
Ubisoft
it's Capcom,
and
did
Capcom.
it. Yeah, but they're doing it on their own servers, not
Yeah,
on Nintendo's.
they're not on
So-
Nintendo
Oh, I
servers.
see.
They're streaming it from their own servers, but it is doable. They're doing it.
Now my question is when you streamed it from your computer to your TV, is it technically playing it on your computer and then you're just pushing the image to your TV?
Now, if you're talking about NVIDIA Shield, yes,
Okay,
it's doing all the heavy lifting.
How was that
on-
for you?
That was okay. It still wasn't ideal.
Because I mean, you're just
but it was way better than the
you're just
Assassin's Creed Odyssey
compressing
stuff.
video at that point.
Yeah,
I tried the reverse Microsoft solution, streaming Xbox games on my PC, and it was horrible.
that doesn't work very well.
No.
Now
It's
you're
bad.
you're
I've tried that.
streaming the game to your
Yeah.
system, not just the video of the
And it was hardwired, and it was still bad.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I was asking before as why it was so bad. But it says right here, so for example, if you're playing Warframe on your Nintendo Switch, you could earn Xbox achievements, or if you're playing Fortnite on mobile, you could browse your Xbox friend list to find people to play with,
That's pretty neat.
which is fantastic
Yeah.
because apparently Nintendo doesn't want to do that at all.
So it kind of links these multi-system games
Yeah,
through achievements and friends.
multi-platform.
Yeah, multi-platform stuff.
Does anybody?
I could get behind that.
Yeah. Does anybody want to talk about our experience trying to play with people online?
That was
It
ridiculous.
was hard. It didn't work very well.
Owen, do you want to give us TLDR of how it went down? What
Yeah, we
played?
all got on. We got on. Jumped in our Discord. That worked great.
All four of us
Yeah,
did.
we were all in there with a bunch of people, and we kept playing. I think I got 3 matches down, but then we had
This was a Gadget Spot meetup.
this was a Gadget Spot meetup, and we had
a virtual
Online meetup.
yeah. So we had then Tony came in, and everything started falling apart.
Oh man, I never got to
I
play.
don't know. I don't know if it was just too many people in the waiting room, if it just couldn't handle the room,
I'm gonna be
or
honest.
if it was Tony's connection.
I think it's my connection.
Yeah, I think
Mine-
it's your connection too.
Now-
I started getting the same errors, the same disconnects as you. Every time you would drop, it would boot me.
Oh really?
Yeah, every time. And so I'm like, what's the
Now,
correlation?
I've read online that it's not good to begin with, but I think our biggest problem is my ISP right now is just terrible. It's so bad right now that I finally decided I'm done and I'm going to switch ISPs this week. I've already got an appointment.
Who are you
set
switching
up.
to?
I'm going to CenturyLink, and I
And
hope.
you were with Comcast?
No, I was with high
Utah
speed
Broadband?
High Speed Utah, I think is what it's
Oh.
called. And they were really good for the first like 3 or 4 years I was in my house. They were fantastic. But for the last year-ish, they've just been so inconsistent and janky. And I've tried many times with their technician to get things fixed, and they'll do some stuff and it'll be okay for a couple of weeks, and then it'll
Like
just
tune it.
it'll just get janky again.
Seems like they're increasing customers, but not infrastructure.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
because
It
they're
feels
great.
like-
Because they're a pretty good price. Right?
Yeah, I was getting 50 up and down for $40.
Yeah,
Great price.
That's not bad at all.
So now I'm switching to CenturyLink, and I'm having to pay a $10 modem rental fee, and Yeah, I'm paying like now $65 a month, but I'm getting 120.
Why didn't you buy your own
down.
modem?
Because honestly, I don't know how long I'm going to be with CenturyLink.
All right.
Because we're going to try and maybe move this year. So I don't know wherever I
sense.
end up. But
Wait, is it a cable modem? Because I have one. No, I sold it.
It's
Never
DSL.
mind. Okay.
It's DSL.
Come
I
down to
think.
Springville.
DSL goes up to
Da-da-da.
40?
120.
Are you serious? What
That's
did that happen?
That's what they said is available in my area. And I remember a few months ago, I was thinking about changing as well, and then I got gun shy. But I actually chatted with one of the CenturyLink representatives, and I asked them, what is the medium that's bringing that to my house? And they said, oh, in your area, it looks like it's DSL.
I don't know how that's possible.
Maybe it's a new version of
Yeah,
DSL.
bonded maybe.
Oh, it's got to be bonded
be,
for
right?
sure. But anyway, yeah. So how did we get here? We were talking about Xbox
Switch.
on.
We were talking about a Switch and the horrible network
yeah,
connection.
So, yeah, I think at most we could have 8 people in one room at the same time. Don't even get me started on like how bad it is if you want to play a game.
The interface was
Once
garbage.
you're in the room.
They have a system for that. You sit in the waiting area.
Yeah, it's called frustration.
Oh yeah,
But if you're in the waiting area,
if you put your quarter down basically in the
Little
next
token,
one,
yeah.
then as soon as the game's that round's over, because of your playset,
It looks like a.
it says bottom to leave. You
Yeah.
set that up in the room when you create the
It
room.
looks
right?
like a WWE wrestling.
Yeah, it
arena,
really
and then
does.
it has a little runway show leading up to the arena, and then on the other side you
Is the
have
the stands.
Yeah, the stands.
the
You're represented by a little token, and if you take your token and put it in the arena, then you get to play the next round. But if you want to be in the next round, you got to put it on the runway. But if you want to watch the people play, you got to put your person in the stands.
It's horrible.
yeah,
it's
so
awful.
You can't get in line and watch at the same time.
Yeah.
That's so lame.
It's so dumb. Like, it's crazy that people work this hard to make that happen, and they didn't go all the way.
right.
It's like they intentionally tried to make it this bad, so later they can offer us something better. It's like a lot of the girlfriends that I've had.
Oh,
yeah. So it's got a long ways to go. All right. So
That being said, we're going to play sometime this week.
Probably.
Keep your eye on the Discord, guys.
I want to do a quick review of Resident Evil 2 Remake. I played it on the PC. That game's fantastic. I definitely played it looking through my nostalgia glasses because I played Resident Evil 2 back on the N64, which I think we mentioned this before. Very, very interesting DF Retro video about the different versions of Resident Evil 2 and how crazy the N64 version is to get working. But anyway,
Did you need that like expansion, whatever that you needed for Majora's Mask?
I think it was expansion required, but I can't remember for sure. Anyway, the remake is just fantastic. The graphics are amazing. The way it runs on PC is very good as long as you dial in your settings a little bit. Basically, the highest level of volumetric lighting is way too taxing, and it doesn't look really that much better than just high or medium.
Medium.
Medium, yeah.
What launcher do you need for it?
I use Steam for this one. So yeah, it's super fun. It has just the right amount of nostalgia from the first game, play style and everything, that you still feel like you're playing the old game you love, but they introduce some new stuff as well, so it feels like you're getting a new experience. Like as far as the way the character moves and where the camera placement is and everything, that's more like a modern Resident Evil game, like Resident Evil 4, 5, or 6. But the shooting mechanics and everything are very much more like Resident Evil 2. You can't just right into the bad guy. You can't even like run while you're shooting. While you're shooting, the most you can do is like move slowly to keep your aim steady. But basically, everything about the sound. By the way, the sound is phenomenal. I thought I played this 20 years ago. I know zombie games. It's not going to scare me. I played through it, Leon first and then Claire, and I still, even during Claire's second playthrough, I was jumping from the zombies.
You lied to me. You said it wasn't that bad.
Hey, what's
No, it's not that bad as far as gore goes. As far as gore goes, if you played the one-shot demo, you saw the goriest stuff in the one-shot demo.
So bad.
Speaking of which, is it the scariest video game you've ever played?
No.
What's the scariest?
Probably Dead Space.
Yeah.
Dead Space was way scary. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about this game. But like I said, I'm looking at it from the point of view of 20 years ago. I loved that game. And now The way they've remade it, it is fantastic, and I love it. If you're familiar with Resident Evil and you enjoy it, it is a 9 out of 10, hands down, easy. Now, that being said, if you've never played Resident Evil 2 and you don't have any of the nostalgia, I would probably say it's an 8. Because there are a few puzzles and things on there that tickle your nostalgia bone, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember this. But if you didn't play it from the second one back 20 years ago, you're going to look at that puzzle and be like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Why can't I just crawl over this crate? Why do I have to find a medallion to move a statue? Can't I just push the statue over? You know, things like that.
That's not what your grandpa would have wanted.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Like, no, this is how it was back in the day, and we're going to play with those rules again, basically.
They're
So,
more guidelines.
yeah, if you're into survival horror at all, it is definitely worth playing. If you liked Resident Evil 2, it's 100% worth the cost of admission. Are you leaving, James?
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, man.
I'll try to make that thing shareable. Also, side note, really quick, how do you guys feel about next time when we record? Do you want to have Dead Space loaded on your computer and we do a video?
Yay!
What?
Okay, we can't.
I'm horrible
we
with
can't
scary shit
Yeah,
games.
me too. We can't intentionally like scare the other person. Okay.
No. We
can't.
have to let them play by themselves.
So I need you to download OBS if you're comfortable with that to like record your desktop.
What?
Open broadcast software. Tony will tell you about it.
What?
I've never used it.
You've never used it?
I just use NVIDIA if I want to record my desktop.
Oh, yeah, whatever you're comfortable with. And then why don't we do that? I'll set up a camera and then we can get a scary video for
Sounds
Patreon.
fun. Sounds fun.
Yeah?
We'll work out the
Everybody's in on it.
details. I like
Everybody's
this
nodding their
idea.
head yes.
No,
All right.
I don't,
Bye, James.
I don't want to do that.
I don't like this.
I'm scared.
Quit being wusses. All right. So,
Boy.
You sound like my dad.
boy, stop being a chicken boy. Yeah. So Resident Evil 2, phenomenal. I loved it. Let's see. We also, gaming-wise, we want to talk about a new surprise game that was announced today and released today.
Which
Yeah.
is weird. That's actually, I like that.
Stuff
I
like that never happens.
Yeah.
Like,
because
this is awesome.
how are they going to get people to do it if they can't fire up the hype train, right?
Exactly.
But
So,
it's free to play. So
Developer Respawn has decided to make a battle royale game set in the Titanfall universe.
They made Titanfall 1 and 2, both excellent games. Titanfall 2 is amazing.
Yep.
It got very little attention, though, unfortunately.
Because it was released right next to Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
And so Battlefield 1 ate up all the hype.
And Call of Duty, too, wasn't it?
Call of Duty was, I think, a couple weeks after, but it took some of the steam as well, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a battle royale game, up to 60 players in the Titanfall universe. You don't get to play as Titans, unfortunately, but that would be kind of hard to do in a battle royale environment. If you want to play Titans, just get Titanfall 2. It's free to play. Any cosmetics will cost you money, but nothing that will influence the actual game.
So very much like in the same vein of Fortnite.
Yeah, and I'm totally fine with that because I don't care at all about cosmetics.
Yeah.
So it's like a free game for me.
Yep. And it plays, so Jarron and I both played a little bit of it before the podcast, before we started recording today. It feels like Titanfall.
It does. I don't think it looks as much as Titanfall. It kind of reminded me of Overwatch.
They took a little bit of liberty on the art style, and it has a little bit more of I was going to say a little bit more of a Borderlands flavor than Overwatch.
Yeah,
but
I think if you mix Titanfall, Borderlands, and Overwatch together, it's kind of what it looks like.
And so it's hero-based, which is like Overwatch. Every character has its own super ability and its own like secondary ability as well.
They are shamelessly jumping onto the Fortnite
100%.
battle royale craze. I mean,
I'm sure EA is in the background who owns Respawn, and they're just sitting there drooling, thinking, "We want a Fortnite. You guys can be our Fortnite." And so, but that being said, I'm excited for this. I enjoyed the couple of rounds that I played. Graphically, it uses the same engine as Titanfall 2, so it looks good, not great.
right.
But that's all right.
The Source engine
Yeah, it's the Source.
from Half-Life 2.
Yeah, and it's heavily, heavily modified. It's on every system, though. PS4, Xbox, PC. Okay, almost every system. No Switch. And it runs up to 60 players per arena.
Yeah, the
And
weird thing, though, is you need 3 players per
so
team.
it's teams of 3, but it does matchmaking. So if you just want to get on and play by yourself, you just get
Oh,
automatically
cool.
put
Right
in
on.
with 2 other players.
I don't want to hear them though, or feel compelled to talk to them.
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is PC gaming. People don't have as many mics as console.
It's the old school way. Like when I started out playing Halo online, I was completely mute. I was the one guy I'd get thrown into a party, and they're like, "Can this dude talk?" And they'd just be silent, and they'd be like, "Guess not. Why don't you get a mic?" And then
Loser.
You just turn that off.
Yeah. Then I would just
So
do horribly.
yeah, it definitely has a lot of potential, I'm going to say. We obviously can't give a review or anything of it right now because we've only played about half an hour each. But
Would you rather have this or pay $60 and get Titanfall 3?
Okay, so that is the downside of this is they have admitted that they are no longer working on Titanfall 3.
Ooh.
And that sucks because Titanfall 2 was really good. And the single player on it, albeit short,
It was amazing.
it was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
So that being said, it's tough. I have to give this more time, honestly. I need to put a few hours. First, I need my internet connection fixed, but then I need to put a few hours into it to see if it is better or worse than the idea.
Are you guys
of
both playing this on PC?
Titanfall 2, yeah. But I downloaded it for the Xbox
Yeah,
too.
I'm going to try it on the Xbox.
Yeah, I'll play on the Xbox with you.
Yeah, me too.
But that's the beauty of free to play because you can get it on all your platforms. You don't have to worry
I don't
about
know if I-
spending
I don't-
$120.
I don't know if I like this trend because free to play usually makes me feel like it's a cell phone game, like a mobile game.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
or that's kind of bleeding over. They're like, well, the cell phone market,
That's
Pokemon Go is making millions and billions of dollars.
That's exactly what they did. They
Yeah.
looked at that and they're like, we can change
We
this
can
to fit a
do
console.
that. Right.
So,
Ugh.
but yeah, we'll definitely play it some and give our opinions on it later. But the fact that it was announced today and came out today, fully playable.
That's cool.
Really cool.
I like that.
Kudos to Respawn for being able to keep that under wraps until the leaks started happening end of last week.
No, on Sunday because they invited a bunch of prominent gamers to see it.
No, I saw a leak on Friday.
It's like 3 days.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Not bad.
They held off to 3 days before it happened.
Pretty impressive, actually.
Very
They're gonna
impressive.
Be some pushing out something like that.
So, and Respawn is currently working on a Star Wars game right now as well,
Oh, I'm so excited for
which
that.
I hope is good, and I hope EA doesn't cancel it because that's what they seem to like to do with all their Star Wars games that they're working on.
This is the one that's persisted for the longest, I think.
It's true. Hopefully at E3 we'll see some more on that. Okay, so Metro Exodus is coming out in 2 weeks, and I'm very excited for this game because I'm a big fan of Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light.
And I'm a big fan of ray tracing and deep learning super sampling.
So there, it's right up Jarron's alley as well. The first 2 games were fantastic, and this one looks to expand on the lore and the world that they've created in the first 2, but make it into... The other ones were set underground in the Metro, so it was kind of a corridor shooter. There was some open areas, but they were never super huge, and you did go up on the surface a couple times, but once again, not massively huge areas. You were still kind of cordoned off into small areas that led one to another. This is more open world, and it takes place all across Russia as you take a train from one side of the country to the other, trying to find new survivors, I think. Anyway, I'm very excited for this game, but what makes this game controversial is Metro Exodus is going to be exclusive to the new Epic Store for the first year.
And normally that would really piss me off, but they lowered the price by $10 because of this change.
So Epic Store takes less royalties off the top than Steam does, or pretty much anyone, I believe, any other e-tailer.
Yeah, 88% instead of 70%.
Yeah, so the developer takes home 88% instead of 70%, and as a result, they decided they were going to cut $10 off the price of the game.
Yeah,
at launch.
And they're still making more money than if they were selling it at 60 through Steam.
Yeah, so really cool. There's a lot of people that are super pissed off about this, and that's because they feel like exclusivity dilutes the market and things like that. To which I say, nah.
It's a PC. All you have to do is download something.
That's the thing. Oh, wow, it makes me have to have another launcher, and I have to do like new friend codes and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, that's slightly annoying, the friend code thing, but the barrier of entry for this, quote, exclusive, end quote, is a free program that you download. That is actually giving you two free games a month right now anyway. Epic Games has said that they're going to give away 2 free games every month for 2019.
And the choices have been really
The
good.
games have been decent games so far.
Like Subnautica, others I can't remember.
Yeah, but decent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like people just want to be angry about something, and this is what they're going to be angry about.
And Steam needs competition.
Oh,
and
badly.
Origin and Uplay are definitely not it, 'cause they only support games from
their own development.
Yeah. And Battle.net is also not it, 'cause they only do Blizzard and Activision. So we need a third-party store that...
The closest thing to competition has been GOG.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It has its own launch and everything, but the thing about GOG is GOG stands for Good Old Games, and they do tend to concentrate more on older titles that they've slightly tweaked a little bit to make it run on Windows 10.
Yeah, and I love it for the older titles.
Really awesome
Yeah.
stuff. But they don't usually specialize or promote or even sometimes carry brand new titles.
And isn't DRM free their thing?
Yeah, their
And
other
so
thing is DRM free.
If a publisher doesn't want to subscribe to that ideology, then it won't be on GOG.
Exactly. So GOG is really good at what it does. It's kind of niche though. But yeah, Steam definitely needs this competition because they have grown complacent being the top dog for as long as they have been.
Yeah, their client is ugly. It looks like something out of 15 years ago
So-
because it is.
I'm new to that, and that I found it very hard to navigate the client
Yeah.
for being a new person.
Yeah.
To
I
Steam.
can see that.
And I was like, what am I getting the right thing? Is this the right upgrade pack? Like it's very much like do whatever.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to say that I don't like Steam or that I think Steam needs to fail. I love Steam. I have 353 games right now. on my Steam
Competition
account.
drives innovation there.
That's
though.
the thing. Competition drives innovation. It's going to make Steam better.
Yeah.
And hopefully even improve things for the consumer if they can lower their cost of entry for the publisher to
That'll
put
be-
games on there.
That'll be such a hard thing for them because they're
Oh,
used to that
so
cut.
used to that 30%.
And if they cut it to 88%, their revenue is going to tank.
Yeah.
It's going to
But you know
dive.
what? They have a thing right now where if you sell X amount of copies of your game through them, they drop it to 20%, a 20% slice on the Steam side. But still, you start out at a 12% slice at the Epic Store, just right off the top, instead of 30 and maybe 20 later on. So anyway, I think it's actually pretty cool.
Steam needs to make games again and then lower the price.
They do. Steam needs to learn how to count to 3. And I stole that joke from Boogie 2988, by the way. So yeah, I don't know. I'm super excited for Metro Exodus. I'm gonna buy it from Epic Games.
Well,
I don't care.
And speaking of Metro Exodus, they're coming out with DLSS is coming out soon for that, right?
Yes.
There's another list I got.
Supposedly.
I was looking at WCCF Tech, and I was reading through, and they have a list of games that have the DLSS that's going to be active on. They have 3D Mark Port Royale.
Yep. So that's
And,
just a benchmark program,
Yeah.
but it lets you know how well DLSS
Yeah,
works
so
compared to not.
Kind of
using
showing it. They have some side-by-sides kind of on this article, but they've got Metro Exodus, Shadow of the Tomb Raider,
I'll believe it when I see it.
Anthem, and Battlefield
Yeah,
5.
bullcrap.
Yeah.
Coming
So
out.
I've been waiting forever for
Nothing-
DLSS to come out.
I think if DLSS came out on Battlefield 5 right now, Jarron would pass out.
Yes, I would.
The only game that uses DLSS currently is Final Fantasy 15.
And that's a game I will just not play.
Jaren's
But
not
see here,
interested in that.
they have they show it. They show a Port Royale. They show that benchmark.
Yeah, you're looking at anywhere from a 40 to 50% increase in frames per second.
Yeah.
By switching to DLSS. DLSS is so interesting. We talked about it, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 episodes ago. It's basically it's like a super advanced form of checkerboard rendering.
Yeah.
Super advanced.
But it's very,
Yeah.
very
It's like
advanced.
it's got stuff. It's been given samples.
Yes.
The AI has been given samples, and then it is allowed to create better content, like better frames, like
better
on
images
on the fly.
On the fly.
Yeah.
And start with a lower resolution to render versus what you would usually need to make the same quality looking image.
That's one version of it. There's another version that will run at native resolution, but will upsample, giving you an even better quality
wow.
image.
Do you think that saves on the bandwidth requirement, so they can send you a downsampled version across, like for streaming, and then the card, once it gets over to you, upsamples?
That's an interesting question.
Because
I don't know
because
how that
that
works.
kind of beats that issue with trying to send huge,
Yeah.
graphically intense over smaller or bad infrastructure, and then
I mean, they haven't talked about using streaming in that regard, but
Right.
that's a interesting idea.
Might
I'm
be
sure
something
they
to-
could leverage that someday.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see that stuff finally come to market. We're still an easy 6 months to a year away from it becoming mainstream, though, which is unfortunate because it's a really neat cheat that NVIDIA has put together to kind of try and claw back some of the performance that the ray tracing uses up.
Only works on 20 series cards,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I mean, and I'm no fan of the end of the world or AI assisting in that, but I really do like until we find that tipping point. I'm really interested in how people are using AI and smart computers and smart networks to like do things.
Yeah, actual real world
to
usage.
learn things. Did you guys hear about that network that hid data from its creators because it was told it was given these parameters to figure this out without letting them know how it did it, and so it hid data from them.
Really?
Hid and they were like, how did you do it in the end? And it said, well, I hid this, you told me to, which is kind of scary
man.
because that's kind of how the end of the world happens. But
Yeah.
anyway, it was a good. I like seeing how the scientists are, data scientists and tech scientists are constantly surprised by what AI does, and I like when it leaks out. Like, have you guys listened to AI trying to write songs and stuff?
No, I've never listened to it.
They're pretty disturbing. I mean,
or the AI paint names that we've discussed on this
Yeah.
podcast
Oh,
before.
yeah.
I really
Stanky Bean.
I really love how the internet ruins every AI bot that's ever been released into the wild.
Oh, yeah.
by corrupting it with data. So
Usually white supremacist stuff.
Oh, just my
and,
favorite.
a bunch
thing
of
to-
racism.
It's my
and,
popcorn moment. That's what I'll pop popcorn to watch that happen.
The internet's a terrible place. One last thing I think we want to hit on is Jarron and I both played the Anthem demo that was out. Okay, I played the one that was last weekend. Jarron played the one that was this weekend. But I'm pretty sure it uses pretty much the same code.
Yeah.
So we
I
both got the similar experience.
The mouse support was really bad. It felt just
Yep.
off.
Yep.
Yep. So it must have been the same because
Yeah.
I heard they improved it, but the one I played, it did not feel good.
So Anthem is slated to come out, I think, in about 3 weeks.
Oh, geez.
And I feel like it's not done. It needs more time in the oven.
So the core concept of the game, it was so fun. Flying around in an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Jetpacking around felt amazing. It was a lot of fun. I thought the gunplay was good.
Yeah.
Killing enemies, it just felt good. But the bugs, man, the bugs.
Oof.
I have an HDR monitor, but it only works over HDMI. I have the DisplayPort hooked in instead, so HDMI doesn't work over DisplayPort in my monitor.
You mean HDR.
Yeah, HDR, sorry. And anyway, this game turned on HDR by default,
Right.
even though it shouldn't work on my monitor.
Right.
And so the colors looked all washed out. There was no way to disable that. And the only way to do it was going borderless, which screwed up with my G-Sync.
Yeah.
And it was a mess. And it eventually crashed my whole computer, completely restarted it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't run into any game-breaking issues when I played. Just a whole lot of regular bugs that you see in betas.
Yeah.
For the most part. And this is supposed to be like fairly finished. This was supposed to be the demo to wow people, to
Yeah.
throw out there and be like, look at what we have coming out. And it didn't wow for the right reasons, if you ask me.
The graphics were amazing.
The
though.
graphics are really good.
Yeah.
And there's a very interesting video on Digital Foundry about the Anthem graphics. So I definitely recommend going and checking that out.
I think it's going to be a game that will be amazing.
Yes.
You might want to wait a few months. You'll get it cheaper, and it will feel better.
Yep. In the words of my friend Shannon Barneson, it's a wait for. Wait for it to get patched. Wait for it to be updated with more content. I think they've kind of misstepped a little bit on the advertising for this game as well, because I didn't see a single advertisement until 2 days ago that talked about the story and stuff that Anthem is going to have.
I hope it has a good story.
It's BioWare. It's got to have a good
I know.
story. Like that's one of their main hooks is they always tell really compelling, good stories.
And this is not final product, so we could be completely proven wrong.
I hope we are, because
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to a new BioWare game since Mass Effect Andromeda. I liked Mass Effect Andromeda, but
That game caused me so much pain in the last 2 weeks.
yeah, and I think we'll get into that next time.
That's fine.
Because it's an interesting bunch of stuff you've learned while you've, immersed yourself into the PC gaming. But yeah, Anthem, definitely hold off for at least for reviews. But I think Jarron and I are both on the same page that it needs some more time in the oven. It's going to be a good 6 months before it's probably worth picking up, if you ask us.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're proven wrong.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
We'll see. Comes out in a couple of weeks. All right, Owen, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Nope. I can just see Jarron over there itching to get back to the words of radiance. I can feel it.
It's like you can read my mind.
I can feel it coming off him. Like
The Way of Kings. I suggest you all listen to that or read it. It is wonderful.
Oh, if I'm going to suggest something, The Expanse on Audible is amazing. That's my suggestion.
Mine's the Dresden Files.
Oh,
that's
so good.
that's mine. Anyway.
All right. I think we're done. Owen, take us out.
We hope you care.
Gadget Spot.